Good day and welcome to another edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today. I am your host, Attorney Anthony Reeves, so let's go ahead and get to your questions. Why can being a veteran be sometimes useful to your disability case? Okay, there's a couple of reasons why I tell people that if you're a veteran and you're applying for disability benefits, it actually can help you out. One, a lot of my veterans tend to be getting treatment at the VA or Veterans Administration for their various treatments, whether it be a local VA or VA hospital. Now, for those veterans out there, I know there's a lot of you probably grumble about the wait time and just the time in between appointments and having to go through the bureaucracy of dealing with the VA. But this is the one thing I tell people. The VA is awesome for a lot of things. First of all, they're great at documenting, meaning any complaint that you have, whether you call in, whether it be an emergency room, whether it be a group session, anything, they detail all of your records. So it's awesome from that standpoint, because this way, when Social Security get those records, historically, they're going to have as much detail as they need with regards to your case. Secondly, it's another governmental agency, so a lot of times the records are free, meaning that if you have a representative who's getting those records, they probably are not going to charge for them. Now, I know there's some VAs do, but I can tell you that some VAs actually don't. So think about it. If you've been going to a doctor for a long period of time and you've got a lot of records at the VA, isn't it nice to know that you're not having to pay for all those records, that the VA a lot of times will just provide them without cost? That's always a big plus, because a lot of people who don't have the ability to go to the VA don't have that luxury. So that's the other thing. Thirdly, and probably the biggest thing, is that if you have a VA determination with regards to your disability, it's not binding on Social Security. In other words, just because the VA found you disabled doesn't mean Social Security will. However, disability finding by the VA is helpful to Social Security. They do take in consideration disability determinations by other agencies. What does that mean? Well, if the VA found you disabled, they're going to take that in consideration when they're making a determination with regards to your case. So that actually gives you another added benefit that the average person doesn't have. So let's say you've got a VA rating of 60%, 50%, 70%, whatever the case may be. Social Security is going to want to know about those ratings and what information the VA had in making that determination. Also, finally, the VA is very good about doing assessments, meaning when you're trying to get VA benefits, usually you get what they call, I believe, a compensation and pension examination, CMP examination, to determine whether or not you qualify for any percentages of VA benefits. And those exams are usually very thorough. And remember, they're doing everything internally. So if they make a determination that you need to have an X-ray or an MRI or some other objective test, they can do it. As opposed to sending you out to some third party, they have the assets and the ability to do all that internally. So when I run across my clients who are veterans, I tell them, make sure that even though you may be grumbling about the VA, if you're in a position where you have no insurance, trust me, the VA is your best friend. All right, everybody, again, that was your edition of Q&A. Hang out here, and when we come right back, we'll tell you about what we'll be addressing in our next show. Would you like to hang out with me and get your Social Security disability questions answered live? Please feel free to send an email to legalgold@zoho.com and put Hangout in the subject line. Make sure you indicate what day and time is good for you to schedule a Google Hangout. Again, send an email to legalgold@zoho.com. Let's hang out and get those disability questions answered. On our next edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today, we will be talking about what happens after a continuing disability review. If you're coming up on a review or you've been curious as to what happens after one, you don't want to miss out. Again, my name is Attorney Anthony Reeves, and this is your Q&A Social Security Disability Today.